Sword! Sorry, didn't see you come in here. I'm Brady from Serious Creatures, and this is my lightsaber, and I was practicing some of my sword skills. Anyway, today, because it is the greatest month that's ever been in my lifetime, new Star Wars is coming out. So we need to learn how to draw some Star Wars characters. Anyway, join me in my magic computer while we do so.
Okay, welcome to my magic computer, and let's learn how to draw some Star Wars good guys. I've talked about this in a lot of my tutorials, is that this idea right here, basic shapes. So when you look at a picture, you think to yourself, I want to draw Yoda. Yes, I'm going to draw Yoda. So, if you think to yourself, I want to draw Yoda, then you think, what shape is Yoda? Well, Yoda is basically a circle on top, like heck, a circle on top of kind of a square kind of thing, or I guess a rectangle. And although he also has some arms. So, if you look at Yoda, that's kind of his basic shape. But after you look at the basic shapes, everything has special shapes. And the special shapes are the things that make Yoda unique. So if I just drew this shape here, that does not look like Yoda. That looks like, I don't know, a chess piece, or maybe a salt shaker, or I don't know, something ridiculous. But what is Yoda's special shapes? We all know this. It is his most righteous of ears. He's got righteous ears. He has fuzzy hair on the sides, and he usually has a cool robe. So if you have that, and you only add those things, there's an excellent chance. Oh, P.S. He has 3 digits. There's an excellent chance that after you draw just this, people will think that dude just drew Yoda. And so this is really your move, is to look at what are the basic shapes. And his basic shapes are a circle with some sort of kind of a body shape, which is kind of a rounded square, some arms, feet. But pretty much everybody who walks, like I know for sure I have a head and some rounded shapes and arms and feet. So what's the difference between me and Yoda? Yoda's special shapes. And which are his giant ears. Hopefully I don't have giant ears exactly like Yoda. So let's take this away and see what we can do just using that little bit of information. Remember, this is really important. Anytime you want to draw something, you do not have to draw it from your mind. People ask me all the time when I draw animals, do you just draw these things from your mind? No, absolutely not. I look at lots and lots of pictures. So if you want to draw Yoda, then look at pictures of Yoda and figure out what he looks like. Because if you just try to think about, oh, I'm going to draw Yoda from my mind because that's what real artists do, false. Real artists look at pictures. Lots and lots of pictures. Okay, so let's get this guy started. Circle, because head. Square, rounded body shape, because Yoda. Now, we've already stopped. He's like, hey, I'm done with my Yoda. Hooray. That wasn't that easy. Now he's going to have some feet. So we already looked here, and we saw that Yoda is a 3-digit having boss, right? And we don't want Yoda just to be standing there thinking, Force-like thoughts of, peace and happiness. I like Yoda because he wields a most righteous lightsaber. So we're going to do a lightsaber battle with my friend Yoda. Okay, look at his ears. His ears are triangular shaped, but they're not just triangular shaped. They have a little curve in them, like so. So we're going to get a little curve in our friend Yoda's ears. Pretty easy enough. Going to give him some eyes. Remember, in my monster video, I talked about eyes, and so this is the eye, really easy eyes. Yoda's got a nose. What does Yoda's nose look like? kind of looks like a little ball. So we're just going to go nose. And then he's got his very serious Yoda mouth. All right. Yoda needs some sweet side hair, like so. Now, we want his arms. So what do we want Yoda doing? I'm like, I think maybe Yoda is going to be just got like some lightsaber reaction. All right. So what I do is I draw Yoda's shoulders. He's got his lightsaber here. And this is, you might think to yourself, Brady, and I'm all like, yeah, those are just circles. Well, this is how these things start. They just start with circles, and then we build stuff around them. And then we're going to have this guy over here with his cane, because the other thing I like about Yoda is his cool cane. All right, but how many fingers does Yoda have? Yoda's got 3 fingers. All right, so we're going to draw a bit of the lightsaber, because the lightsaber looks like a little rectangle thing, and we've got yeah, right, because we've got action lines, and because the lightsaber just be having a glow. All right, and so I'm going to erase this middle line, because the middle line told me where I was going to draw the lightsaber. Okay, so now we've got 3 fingers. We're going to just have 3 fingers around like this, and then I just erase the middle. You know what your best friend is other than pencil? Pencil, I think, probably is number 1 best friend. Second best friend, only slightly better than my eraser is my pencil. But my eraser is my other best friend, because then I can draw the beginning of things and then I build on top of them. All right, so another thing, he's going to have his finger, kind of got 3 fingers going on right here, and he's got his staff with which to beat R2-D2 with. He's got his staff to also hit Luke with. Okay, now you ask yourself, does that look like Yoda? Well, not really. You know why? Because Yoda wears clothes. A desnuda Yoda is not what anybody wants to see. So we got to have clothes. Here we go, erasing these guys, giving him some cool ears and whatnot. All right, so let's figure out what we're going to do with his clothes. So we've got this body, and this is why the eraser is still your friend, is that you want to then draw over the body. Do not skip these steps, because when you skip these steps and just try to draw clothes first, it never works out. I promise you it never works out. Even for really accomplished artists, it never works out. So this is kind of like, see, look at this. I know right where all of my cool, he's got these big, awesome sleeves. So I know right where all of his sleeves are going to go, because I've already drawn the arms. And then we're going to have this sleeve here, because he's Yoda. Yoda wears very baggy sleeves for lightsaber battles against bad guys and also swamp creatures. I apologize for the Yoda talking, because I do a lot of talking to myself, and Yoda is one of them. Okay, and then look at the way his robe goes. So this is his body, so his robe kind of goes out like this, and he's got these cool, like pieces here. Okay, then we just go back and erase, and look at here. We got something that looks a lot more like Yoda, and he's got like a little shirt into here, not just a robe, so we're going to give him a little bit of a shirt. There we go. That's how we drew our friend Yoda. And then, if you want him doing other exciting things, like slaying foul beasts or doing awesome wicked flips like he does, because he's just like a wicked frog whenever he gets mad and says, I'm going to go fight you, Count Dooku. And then you can do so. All right, let's look at his mouth. Like, I just drew his mouth, but you could also probably draw his mouth. Add these guys, because these are pretty strong little lines here. And then he also needs wrinkles. So we're going to give him some wrinkles. And more or less, we've got a pretty decent Yoda. But he's just standing there. So I hope that you can add more awesome things to make Yoda cool. Like, he's going to be, levitating rocks, levitating X-Wing fighters, because they have the propensity of getting stuck in swamps And our little Jedi learner Luke can't figure out how to get his poor X-Wing unstuck, so he's got to use Yoda. Okay, so he's levitating stuff, and he's fighting things, and he's flipping around. So, our friend Yoda. Now let's look at drawing Wookiees. Good news, Wookiees are basically people with lots and lots of hair. We've already gone over drawing hair in some of our other tutorials, but let's just look at these guys, and I'll try to spare you Wookiee noises, unlike I didn't spare you from the Yoda. I'm sorry, it just came out. It's kind of like I'm purring. Anyway, I'm terrible at this. Okay, so what do people look like? Well, people look like a body shape plus a head shape plus arms and legs. Good news. Easy to draw. So you just kind of fill these guys in and you pretty much have a Wookiee. Except that Wookiees have lots of hair. So let's just figure out how to draw that. We'll just do a standing Wookiee at the time. It's like a yoga pose. We're going to have standing Wookiee now. Standing Wookiee asana. Anyway, that was dumb. Ask your parents about why that was even remotely funny, because you probably didn't think it was very funny. All right, so here we go. Circle for a head, circle for a body, some circles for legs, feet. Here we go, just like so. And our standing Wookiee Avasa will be like this and like this. If you want to know how long arms go just about right here where your legs start. So this is kind of usually how long you want to draw arms. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I can hear you already. Brady, that is not a Wookiee. And I'm like, aha, you're correct. This is just the shape of a person. We've got people here, and well, that's good news because almost all the Star Wars characters are played by, people, so they look a whole lot like people with costumes on. So that's kind of how we draw it. We draw a people, and then we make it costumey. So remember, we're going to draw some eyes. He's got nose. What does a Wookiee nose look like? A Wookiee nose is kind of like, like that. So kind of a circle here with some bumps in it. He's got his mouth, but he's going to be like, ah. So I did it again. I'm a terrible person. I apologize. So he's going to be like, he's making that noise. Now, all right. So does that look like a Wookiee face? Well, it doesn't really matter if it looks like a Wookiee face because I'm going to tell you it's a Wookiee because I'm going to draw all of this awesome hair. So what does Wookiee hair look like? He's got smooth, we look at his hair here. He's smooth on the top, and he's got big Wookiee hair down this way. All right. So, and then remember, we want to make Wookiee hair not all the same length, and we want some small, some big, because we want to talk about making things look different. We want it to vary, so some small, some big. And he's got, even his hair goes way down past his hands. So he's going to draw his hands just kind of like this. He's got big hands. All right. Remember, you have to draw the under shape first. I know you don't want to do it. You told me already. You said, Brady, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, I know you don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it either when I first began. But I promise you, it's the best thing you can do is draw the under shape and then draw stuff over the top of it and then erase the under shape. I promise you, it's the way to do it. I struggled for years and years, and all my drawing was a disaster. And then I started drawing like this, and my drawing was less a disaster. So, draw the undershapes. Here we go. Now we got hair, all of his awesome hair here. So this is outside hair. We're going to have some inside hair. You don't want to draw all of the inside hair, because if you draw all the inside hair, he's going to look crazy. So look at this. Too much the same, so we need to draw one over here, draw a little here, draw a little here. Okay, good. Now, time to erase. So we're going to just kind of erase a little bit like this. erase some of these lines that are not hair. Oh man, my Wookiee is starting to come together, but not completely finished just yet. So we need some more hair over here. Because look, Wookiee got all manner of hair here. All right. And now it looks like, is my Wookiee bald? No, my Wookiee is not bald. We need some hair on it. We need to show some like hairlines. But look, hairlines go this way on his head, and then they fall that way. So let's look. Let's have some. Stop it! I can't stop it. Okay, and so he's got a little bit of his hair is going to go this way. All right, good. So we are currently doing standing Wookiee Avasana, and looks all right. Now, what else does a Wookiee have? Wookiee is not standing there without his accoutrement, so he has got to have his cool belt. Because look, Wookiees always seem to be rocking this belt. So he's going to have, the belt just has these pieces here, like that. If the belt went over anything, so just be sure and erase here, so you can have the belt look right. And then I'm going to draw some more hair around his belly, his Wookiee belly. All right, there we go. Bit of a Wookiee. So that's not a terrible Wookiee. But maybe you don't want to draw standing Wookiee. Maybe you want to draw Wookiee who is sitting in the awesome Millennium Falcon. So the way you do that is we're going to draw a chair here. You're going to have, because this is how you drive a Millennium Falcon. Why doesn't the Millennium Falcon have a steering wheel? I've never understood that. Like, how you they don't even have any kind of steering wheel. Anyway, questions for another day. All right, what does a Wookiee look like? Head, body. So we're gonna go head, body, and then he's got his hand up here on some sort of joystick. All right, so here's his hand. Remember, we just draw the pieces first so we know where, and he's going to be waving at you because he's all like, I just owned all you fools, what's up? And he's like waving as he goes by because he just blew stuff up. Does that look anything like a Wookiee? No, it does not. That's okay. Nothing looks like it, the finished product. You have to start with the process. Okay, so now I drew an arm. I drew an arm here, so I go back and erase all of my shapes. Wait, hey Brady, where did the chair go? Exactly, I drew the chair so I could know where the Wookiee was sitting. Even though I can't see the chair, I had to draw it first so I would know where he is. And then I erased it. It's tricky. So all this underdrawing, I do every single time I draw anything. I draw all these shapes. So here we go, Wookiee. You know what, actually, look at the Wookiee's head. Does this circle look like a Wookiee head? No. I made a mistake, but it's a happy mistake because hopefully you will learn from it. It's not this kind of shape. It's more kind of ovally. So we're going to draw a little bit ovally of the shape. Okay, great. Now, what does a Wookiee look like? He's got eyes because easier to see when using eyes. Also, he's got his nose. We already know what his nose looks like, kind of like that. He's got his mouth open because he's yelling. He's like, what's up? I just blew stuff up. So he's going to have a big mouth. Like, I did it again. I'm so sorry. He's got his teeth. He's like, ah. All right. So he's just waving. All right. What's his hand doing here? He's going to have maybe his hand is going to be waving. And to be honest, I don't remember exactly what Wookiee hands look like. I think if I wanted to be really exact, I would need to look up online to find out what does a Wookiee hand look like. All right, so he's driving like this, and then he's got his hands here on this little control panel. All right, is it a Wookiee yet? No. Now we need fur. So look at his fur. Look at here. See all his fur? So we're going to draw fur coming down like this, and because we've got all of his good fur here. We're going to have some fur hanging out here, especially here. We're going to need some body fur. Well, let's just draw our Wookiee tactical belt here, like so. All right, now we've got Wookiee body fur because Wookiees just be hairy, man. Like they do not shave. All right, then erase some of these guys so that you can. It looks like there we go. But we knew we had to draw the arm first. Do not draw. I promise you, do not draw the hair first. It's not good. All right, inside body fur, and now we need to draw his face hair. So where's his face hair? Because remember, it starts smooth up here, and then it gets hairy here. Same thing. Smooth here, hairy here. So I'm going to have this guy smooth, and then really start drawing his hair here. Then we can erase this. But he's got, be sure and draw his bottom stuff here. And then he's not bald. We're going to draw some inside hair, but inside hair goes up. So we're going to go up hair, and then, okay, there we go. So now, here he is in the Millennium Falcon, flying by because he's a righteous pilot, but he's waving because he's all like, burn, I just blow up the Death Star. Well, actually, he didn't blow up Death Star. He helped shoot down Darth Vader's plane. So we'll go with Darth Vader's plane. He's like, I just shot that. So that Luke, go ahead, Luke. And so Luke was able to have a clear shot on the exhaust port of the Death Star, and the end of Star Wars Episode 4 in grand celebration. So he's all like, pew, 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 and then this thing says, psah, and then he's like, choom, 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 choom. He goes spinning off into space, and Wookiee's all like, burn, and then like the whole Death Star, which looks like a giant circle with a thing on it, goes, and then, which if it's the new episodes, it has a sweet ring, and then that's the end, and then it blows up. Okay, so that's some of our good guys, Yoda and Chewbacca. Important things. What does what does Chewbacca look like? A person, but with special shapes. What are his special shapes? His special shapes are his hair and also his belt. So anyway, I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you had fun drawing a few of the good guys. I'd love to see what you draw. And yeah, thanks for listening. Take it easy.